A capacity crowd of 55,000 on hand to see if Arkansas can snap their 15-game SEC losing streak. They have been oh so close their past two SEC contests. They stand at 3-3 overall. Georgia, 10th ranked team in the country, coming in here with a 5-1 record, and here come the Razorbacks. The visiting Bulldogs, without their star running back Todd Gurley, make their first trip ever into Little Rock to take on Arkansas. Arkansas fans, Corliss Marshall has been suspended for this game. Late word just came in moments ago. Violation of team rules. We know he's not here. That means Hawkins and Hatcher back to return this kick. It'll be a touchback as Hatcher makes the catch a few yards deep in that end zone. But certainly that is a big minus for Arkansas, as Marshall was second in the SEC and 7th in the country in kickoff returns. Well, here comes the man who will trigger this Arkansas offense, Brandon Allen from Fayetteville, Arkansas, completing passes to the tune of almost 58% and threw it 40 times last week.
Yeah, he is healthy. Last year he played the majority of the season with a shoulder injury. Really couldn't drive the ball down the field, but boy, has he turned the corner this year.
Here's the toss near side. Jonathan Williams out over the 30 to the 32, a gain of 7, a good start for Arkansas. Hunter Henry, the tight end, splits out wide. He stands on the 3 on the far side. Allen gonna have to make a play. Falls forward. Did he get there? They're gonna say yes.
Gonna be close. Very close to a first down here. And they're gonna say yes, he's gonna get there, but whether you make the plays through the air or if you have to use your legs, Brandon Allen here just laying out for his team, and you see just how important this game is for Brandon Allen and the Arkansas Razorbacks.
On first down and 10. Allen to throw. Pass caught at the Georgia 36-yard line. Cody Hollister, the sophomore, with his 8th catch of the year. Damian Swan in coverage, a gain of 17. Arkansas has had 10 scoring drives this year of 10-plus plays. This is play number 11. There goes Williams down to the 10-yard line. He picks up 11.
Can they hang in?
Here goes Williams, breaks the tackle to the 5, driving his feet down to the 2. Give him 8.
Watch all the pulling going on. Big Kirkland pulling out in front. Good edge blocks by the receivers on the outside. This is a nice drive by Jim Chaney and this Arkansas offense, knocking on the door already.
2nd and goal. Toss sweep. Collins, touchdown, Arkansas.
Well, they go to the left side. Nice job by Mitch Smothers, the center, kicking out and moving people in the trenches, and that allowed for basically Alex Collins to walk into the end zone.
The 7th rushing touchdown of the year by Alex Collins. That is an in-your-face drive to open this one up. 13 plays, 75 yards. John Henson, point after is blocked. Lose football on the turf.
This is all too familiar if you're an Arkansas Razorback fan.
That's exactly what happened last week, and they lose to Alabama 14-13. Ray Drew got the block for Georgia. Thank you, Don. We'll check in with you throughout the afternoon. Georgia on offense behind Hudson Mason. They will throw it on first down, far side. Pass is caught. Chris Conley with a reception inside the 30-yard line. Got past Gaines on that sideline, and what a start for the Dogs.
Who says Hudson Mason can't push the ball down the field? Watch the play action. You're just going to get Conley at the top. Little hint, and then he gets vertical again. Watch right there. Nice escape, and keeps his position inbounds right on time with the football was Hudson Mason.
48-yard pickup. First down and 10 just outside the 25. They'll fake it to Chubb. Down the middle. Pass is caught. Michael Bennett with the reception. His 20th of the year, and Georgia's in business. First and goal after the 19-yard pickup.
And they've got their foot on the gas. I mean, right back to the line of scrimmage.
Chubb, the single setback, 7 yards deep. He will get the handoff off the right side. Inside the 5, down to the 3. A 4-yard gain as Georgia drives right into their faithful fans on this end of the field at War Memorial.
Yeah, Dave, Mike Bobo has been waiting on Hudson Mason to do just this in this drive. He does it in practice all the time. Coaching staff has been waiting for him to take it from the practice field to game day, and it's showing up today.
Second and goal. Chubb working the left side, kicks it back inside. Did he get in? He'll be just shy. Inside the 1.
What an answer to Arkansas's drive. Methodically moving it down the field. Arkansas, Georgia with big plays.
Quarterback sneak. Mason. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Georgia. His 4th rushing TD. And how about that drive?
How about Hudson Mason? Chris Conley, last year's leading receiver with 45 catches, over 650 yards, but then Hudson Mason started the drive. Well, it's just about fitting that he finishes the drive and anticipates throws as well as anybody I've watched all season long.
Morgan, little onside kick from Georgia, recovered by Arkansas. DeAndre Coley comes up with it, and the Hogs will have it inside the 50-yard line.
Boy, that's a big play by Coley, as it gives Arkansas excellent field position to come back and answer Georgia's drive. That's a risk on the part of Mark Richt, but it took a bounce, goes right into Coley's hands. Presence in mind to just fall on it. Don't try to make anything happen where, you know, you come back and the ball comes loose or someone strips it.
You hit it. That play looks so simple, and just it's always easy to say, just catch it.
Yeah.
But how many times have we seen the guy not catch it?
Tens of thousands watching, it becomes a tough play to make.
So first down and 10 from the Georgia 45. Play fake. Allen. Here comes pressure. He is walloped. Ball is loose. Arkansas has it. I think Hunter Henry fell on it. The big hit came from Damian Swann. A loss of 10.
Yeah, Swann, they just moved back to safety. And he plays with such good instincts. It was a natural move. They had him at corner, remember, against Vanderbilt a couple of weeks ago. He's not a fast player, but he's just the right size, just enough speed to play safety. And those instincts right there, not to just tackle Brandon Allen, but to try to poke the football out. It comes out, just unable to come up with it. Boy, that is an outstanding play by Swann.
16th sack of the year by Georgia, but only the 6th sack allowed by Arkansas. Jonathan Williams, your tailback. Second down and 20. Throw it again. Here's the pressure. Floyd. They'll say that Allen is down, but Leonard Floyd with his 5th sack, that's a loss of 13.
Boy, you got to keep an eye on Allen. I think he fell right on that right shoulder. They gave him problems all of last season. Floyd, we mentioned it, outstanding pass rusher. And watch him here drive Allen down into the turf. I think it's actually the left shoulder. But slow to get up is Brandon Allen.
You mentioned he played in pain last year.
All season long.
He missed a couple of games, fought through it, came back, and it was shoulder issues.
I thought it was the left shoulder. It's actually the right one that Floyd drove into the turf. And that's a younger brother, Austin Allen.
Redshirt freshman.
2012 Arkansas Gatorade Player of the Year. won state titles, back-to-back 7A state titles here in Arkansas, and was the MVP of both those games. You could see it. See the way in his play this year, body language was a little bit different.
3rd down and 33 after back-to-back sacks. They will hand it off to Jonathan Williams. Flags come flying in at the 30.
Going to have a hole on Bray Cook, the right tackle. This one's going to come back, and that outstanding field position that Arkansas had has gone by the wayside.
I think Georgia will end up declining this. It'll still be 4th down and forever.
Holding. Offense number 74. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Quavon Hicks is your fullback. Turns around and tells Nick Chubb he needs to run to the left. Chubb breaks 2 tackles. Nick Chubb to the 46-yard line. That'll be a Georgia 1st down. 18 yards. A couple of missed tackles.
What a block by Quavon Hicks, the fullback. An outstanding player who came to Georgia as a defensive lineman. They moved him to fullback, and he has become a grown man at that position.
Georgia going hurry up again on 1st down and 10. They'll fake it to Chubb. Mason, he'll be throttled back at the 45. That'll be a loss of a yard, maybe 2. Braylon Mitchell will get the sack.
Yeah, he's finally settled in at the Sam linebacker position after moving back and forth from Will to Sam, and he's able to get after Hudson Mason there.
Mason going up top again, has a man. Oh, just overthrew Reggie Davis.
And
it was there.
That's hard to do because Reggie Davis arguably is the team's best deep ball threat. And they're just taking advantage of that side of the field. Just here and the play fake in this area. Watch Hudson Mason go to work with the eyes. Moves the safety, holds him, just a nice little hint, and he has everything he wants with Davis, just about a yard and a half too long.
Over the middle, Conley. Flag is down. 1st down for Georgia. If it sticks, he's inside the 30. Josh Williams drags him down. That's a gain of 28, but that may be coming back. Let's just wait and see.
Maybe an offsides here against Arkansas. So I think it's going to stand.
Offside. Defense number 96. The penalty is declined. 1st down.
Quick hitter again to Conley. He's inside the 15, down to the 14. Jared Collins brings him down. That's 14 more yards. And Hudson Mason looking like in this Georgia offense, looking like it did a year ago under Aaron Murray.
You just count bodies. It's go where they aren't. Arkansas has 7 inside defending the run and only 4 in coverage against a 3-wide formation. So now you know what the coverage is. It's pick the side you like the most with Hudson Mason. And I talked about his accuracy. He's picking them apart.
Conley, 3 catches, 88 yards in the 1st quarter. Now Chubb, nowhere to go. He is dropped immediately by Martrell Spate. The senior out of Little Rock, a loss of 3.
Yeah, and the reason for the success, watch the bodies inside. Right there, 6, a 7th body shows up. Spade is out there, unaccounted for. So the bodies match up for Arkansas there. Georgia goes right back to the gun. And they're going to let Hudson Mason sort it out.
Spate averaging 8.8 tackles per game, 4th best number in the league.
Actually calling for a draw play right here with just the 6 inside.
They'll fake it. Mason dropped outside the 20 at the 22-yard line. A loss of 4.
Well, I thought
Andre Tolliver came up with the big play.
I thought for a fact, Dave, that he was going to hand it off to Chubb. They had it blocked up.
3rd down coming up for the Dogs. They're looking at 17 yards to make. Pressure again getting to Georgia. Mason goes down. He will pick up a couple of yards, but Braylon Mitchell, Carl Ressler will bring him down. And Georgia will bring in their field goal unit. His long this year's 47. Good clean snap. Kick is on the way, and it will split the uprights. Marshall Morgan, who had a streak of 20 straight made field goals, a Georgia record, had it snapped against South Carolina, but splits the uprights on that one, giving the Dogs a 4-point advantage. We will step aside. Second quarter football. 13:50 and moving here in the second quarter. Little corner blitz by Swann.
Boy, well timed.
Loose football on the ground. Still loose. Georgia will try to fall. They couldn't come up with it. Arkansas is going to retain possession. Are you kidding me? That ball moved from the hash mark to out in front of Brett Bielema at the 38-yard line.
Don't understand why Hunter Henry, who had his hands on the ball and all he had to do was fall on it, would have had it way earlier. But he tried to pick it up and run with it. Ball comes out, and you'll watch 84 right here. Just fall on it. Is Georgia. 3 players around it. Swann is there, who forced the fumble to begin with, unable to come up with a recovery, and Arkansas is going to have it. Third down and about 6 or so again.
Well, they're going to move it back to where the fumble occurred.
One-on-one coverage at the bottom.
Alex Collins back in the game. Georgia bringing some heat. What a catch by A.J. Derby. The former quarterback turned tight end. Had a touchdown reception last week against Alabama, stepping up big time again.
Well, and he was a backup quarterback a year ago. Well, look at this catch. How about the athletic ability of A.J. Derby, stretching out, senior from Iowa City High School.
A gain of 14 yards. They have blitzed Damian Swann 3 straight times off the edge. Number 5 for Georgia. Swann lining up over the slot on the near side. He'll go back in coverage. Allen to throw over the head of his intended receiver, and now it's 4th down.
They try to go to Wilson there, and man coverage working against Dominic Sanders, one of those true freshmen, getting a lot of time on the back end for Georgia, and he's going to be a good one.
Chubb, 1st down, near the 40. Just a simple toss sweep. Gaines knocks him out of bounds, but not before Chubb picks up 8 yards.
You know what I like about Nick Chubb? He's a true freshman, doing what he's doing in the SEC. 143 yards last week on 38 carries, and he acts like he's been there. You know, you get a young player, makes a play, they're pumping their chest, high-fiving, chest bumping. He just kindly goes about his work, back to the huddle, and I'll be right back. As if he's done it time and time again, but he's a true freshman.
But in high school, he did do it time and time again. Over 70 touchdowns scored, over 5,000 yards rushing his final 2 years. Hudson Mason just does get that throw away before he was dropped back at the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. Down in 7. Back over the middle. Dangerous throw, incomplete. Looking for Malcolm Mitchell, but a flag comes in on the Arkansas side. Michael Bennett raises his hands like there was a late hit or maybe a hit. Hands to the face.
It may have been when Mason started to scramble. I don't know if someone may have grabbed Bennett by the jersey.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 33, the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down. The number is 23, and that is his first unsportsmanlike conduct.
That
is Tevin Mitchell, a senior. He should know better. The nickel.
Yep, he was a corner last year. He moved from corner to nickel. He was a starter there at corner last year. He moved there inside this year. When the play's over, you want to talk a little bit. We just talked about it. Act like you've been there.
Yep.
As a senior, you should know better.
Big hole for Chubb. Nick Chubb to the 25. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Georgia. 43 yards. And how big was the unsportsmanlike penalty against Arkansas?
Yeah, and Chubb goes right back and tells Jeb Blazevich, tells him thank you, because he threw the block to spring the true freshman. One true freshman to another. Number 83, Jeb Blazevich, who's you talk about Hunter Henry, he's going to be a good one in this conference for a while. Blazevich is just as talented.
7 plays, 76 yards. Nick Chubb now with 82 yards rushing on 8 carries, and give him a touchdown. Georgia has opened their lead to 17-6 here in the second quarter. That'll be 3rd down and about 3 from the 25. They'll play fake. Pressure comes from Swan again. That ball was almost picked off. Jordan Jenkins had his hand on it. The junior out of Augusta. And it'll be 4th down.
He's a good edge player. Goes down inside. He reads it perfectly. Gets back in space. And they're trying to go to a receiver on a crosser. And Jenkins senses it, that it was not run. Got back in pass coverage and almost came away with an interception.
So 1st down and 10. Big hole off the right side. Nick Chubb. It's a foot race, and he is caught inside the 20. Josh Williams, the sophomore middle linebacker playing for the injured Brooks Ellis at middle backer, brings him down, but not before 33 yards. It'll be 1st and goal inside the 5. Nick Chubb launching toward the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. The Dogs have put up 23, possibly 24 points here in the first half. The 2nd touchdown today for the true freshman out of Cedartown, Georgia. Georgia 24 unanswered points, 5:35 on the clock before halftime.
Chubb is just so tough when he gets going downhill. The strength, the power, and he's got speed to go along with it, and the willingness to engage defenders. You don't usually see that from a freshman running back. All of those ingredients mixed into one. You get a couple.
Loose football on the deck. Does Georgia have it? Damian Swan says yes. Let's see what the guys in the stripes have to say about it.
Yeah, it looked like Allen and the running back, Collins, got caught whether they wanted to hand it off or toss it. It looked like Collins thought he was going to take a handoff, and Allen flips it back there, and it's Georgia's football.
Does Leonard Floyd come up with the football? I believe so.
One of our impact players today, Leonard Floyd.
Yes, 27?
Yeah.
Right or left?
Right.
They'll fake it to 27. Over the middle.
Just as good.
Michael Bennett, touchdown. 7 yards, and Georgia is rolling in Little Rock.
Well, you get everybody thinking Chubb. You and I both thinking Chubb. We'll go with the play fake. Arkansas bites up, and it gives Bennett. Watch the throwing lane right there. Boy, that is just outstanding. And credit Mike Bobo for this game that he's called offensively. Watch the throwing lane right here from Hudson Mason. Watch right here as he comes off of it. Right here, he's going to have a nice throwing lane. And watch Bennett come right into it. Well, that's outstanding work. Outstanding work by Hudson Mason. Holding the play fake long enough, trusting your receiver's going to be where he needs to be, and there's the genius behind it all right there, Mike Bobo. That's where we are, 31-6.
Toss sweep, Jonathan Williams, big hole off the right side. Jonathan stays in bounds. He's out to the 47-yard line. Good run from the junior out of Allen, Texas, a gain of 24. Let's see if they keep the momentum alive here on 3rd down. Maybe they're in 2-down territory from here anyway. Long throw, batted away by Mauger at the end. And Georgia celebrating on that far sideline.
Mauger is a good player. We talked about him the play before, almost picking off Brandon Allen, but he's a versatile player who can play both safety positions. Started 7 games as a true freshman last year, so he's got a lot of experience, but watch him break on that ball. Hatcher thought he had one, and Mauger just comes right in and tips it away.
Well, they'll go for it, Andre, here on 4th down. They're 50% on the year. It'll be 4th down and 6.
A draw play would do it. Even a quarterback draw would do it.
Pressure comes. Loose football. Georgia picks it up. Dominique Sanders will take it to the house. 54 yards.
The clock in the back of a quarterback's head goes off, Dave. And it's telling you, you've held it too long. Get rid of the ball.
Georgia has put up 38 points here in the first half. 38.
Ball's got to come out. Trying to hold it to find someone on fourth down, but it's got to come out at some point.
Boy, what a play by the true freshman Sanders. You won't remember, we'll forget that one for a while, the former high school quarterback. The slant caught by the freshman Jared Cornelius out of Shreveport, gain of 12. Leonard Floyd brings him down. Closing in on 60 seconds before halftime. Nice catch by Cornelius. Turned his body completely around to make the catch. He's to the 20. That'll be a first down, a gain of 14.
Nice job of recognizing man coverage. Had press at the top, which is where I thought he was going to go to Wilson.
Georgia bringing 5. Again to the end zone. That one's picked off by Swann. Stays inbounds, and Swann has been all over the field. The senior out of Atlanta has been huge today for the Dogs.
The instincts of Damian Swann, and Jeremy Pruitt talks about it all the time. So instinctive, and they wanted to get him back to safety. Look at this, not one but 2 inbounds. All he needs 1 in college. He gets both, the right and the left. That's outstanding work.
Hey, let me just tell you about Swann's day. We've seen him in the backfield. See if he keeps that foot in. Oh, yes, he does. I think both of them might. Well, he had 1 for sure. Swann, 4 tackles, an interception, 2 forced fumbles, a sack, and a quarterback pressure.
And that's in the first half. A lot of guys will take that in 2 weeks worth of work.
What a half for the Bulldogs. And it started with such promise for Arkansas.
You know, it was just unfortunate for Arkansas. After a missed extra point and a Georgia score, the onside kick, they had excellent field position. And then a couple of big sacks took them right out of, it really flipped the field, and then it was all Georgia the remainder of the first half.
And Georgia gets the ball to start the second half. Here's McKenzie at the goal line. Isaiah breaks free. Isaiah still on his feet. Stiff arm to midfield. Wow. What a return by the true freshman. A 48-yard return, and Georgia starting with excellent field position, and we'll go down to Laura Rutledge on the sidelines.
And he wants a fresh start, Dave.
Nick Chubb will start it for Georgia off the right side. He will pick up 12 yards on that carry. Philon from his D tackle spot chases him down.
It's been sprinkles of Nick Chubb. And then Hudson Mason, a lot of him on play action when Arkansas defensively is thinking Georgia's going to run the football.
Run it here, and Arkansas all over it. Big hit, Martrell Spate. Loss of 2 on the play. Let's see what Georgia decides to do from the 35 on what'll be a 4th down at about 5.
Man-to-man across the board with a single safety high.
He'll run Nick Chubb, and Chubb will be very close. I think he fell forward and may have. It's going to be right on the line. He needed to get to the 29, maybe just inside the 29.
I think he may be just short of the first down.
Kim Anderson, our spotter, is in agreement with you. He's the one that's got the big, thick binoculars. I'm wearing the reading glasses. So.
Alan Turner, credit Alan Turner for coming up from his safety spot. And if this is short, he's going to save it for Arkansas defensively and have some reasonably good field position here. He does come up a little bit short.
Good eyes, guys. Maybe I should revisit the eye doctor.
I'll just trust him.
Not a bad move. Collins back in at running back. We saw Cody Walker carry quite a bit toward the end of the half, but a little speed sweep with Wilson around the far side. He'll pick up the first down near the 40, and the Hogs are moving. Gain of 14.
As opposed to watching coverage and seeing receivers come open.
Here's Williams, has a hole off the right side. He's down to the 10-yard line, or close to it, knocked out of bounds, gain of 13, and that should be good enough to move the chains. Play clock hit 0. They got the snap off, and it works out well. Touchdown, Keon Hatcher, 8 yards on the throw and catch.
Hatcher gets good inside position on the defender Bowman, and he's a big target at 6'2", 210, uses his strength right here to muscle through the tackle and not allow Bowman to get in between himself and his body and the ball. That's good work.
Well, Hatcher, the team's leading receiver, now with his 3rd touchdown reception of the year.
1 score at a time.
Going for 2. Here's Derby. He's trying to power his way in, and he won't get there.
I'll go out on a limb and say it's an SEC school, and I'm going to go LSU.
Here's Chung. He loses. Well, actually, did he ever hit the ground? I never heard a whistle. Let's see where they spot this ball.
They're going to spot him around the 20, so they're
he popped out of there,
saying he was down.
Phylon with that tackle behind the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, 2nd down. Mason, quick slant across the middle, collision at the 32. Georgia gets most of it, 12 yards to be exact. It'll be 3rd and 3. Malcolm Mitchell, who had 6 catches last week, the young man who's coming off really missing 2 years of football because of knee injuries.
Older.
Georgia 2 of 5 on 3rd downs. Make it 2 of 6.
Once again, there to make a play is Charles Spade.
Play action to Collins over the middle. Hunter Henry still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. Corey Moore drags him down, but that's 28 more yards. Georgia missed a couple of tackles. Georgia bringing some pressure. Allen over the middle. Oh, what a catch, Hunter Henry.
Grown man style.
They'll swing it to Williams. It'll now be 4th and goal from about the 3.5. Mike Thornton, first man there for the Bulldogs. 3 tight end set. 4th and goal from the 4. Brett Bielema wants a timeout, didn't get it. Wide open. Touchdown, Hunter Henry. What a throw from Brandon Allen. He backpedaled 15 yards and just heaved it, hoping a Razorback player would be there. And 84 was.
It's a play out of Gary Kubiak's book right there, out of his playbook. Tight end sneaking out the backside, roll the quarterback, and then watch Henry sneak out the backside, just put it there where you think he's going to be. Boy, that's awesome by Brandon Allen, and Brett Bielema will be that'll be the timeout that he never got, that he's thankful of.
Arkansas's had 2 drives here in the 2nd half. They both resulted in touchdowns. This guy was the #1 tight end recruit coming out of high school in 2012. His skills are on display today here in Little Rock.
Here comes a blitz.
Right through the hands of Conley. Good coverage. Collins all over Conley on that throw. And now it's 4th down.
This has been a total turnaround.
Yes.
Rob Smith, the defensive coordinator, who learned under Norm Parker defensively.
Another flag comes in over the middle, batted in the air, picked off. Bulldogs with another interception. Quincy Mulger to the 42-yard line. Brendan Langley got his hand on it and popped it up in the air, but let's wait for this flag.
Well, once again, the pressure in the face of Brandon Allen. He tries to throw this one off his back foot.
Illegal formation. 4 men in the backfield, more than 4 men in the backfield. That penalty is declined. First down.
Turnovers.
That fight, and they were on the wrong side of it.
Mason going up top. Has Conley. Touchdown, Georgia. 36 yards.
It's been the matchup. Collins against Conley, and he's followed him around, but then he gets the double move, the out and up. You see the play action, but there's a double move on the outside where Conley goes outside and then turns up the field, and he gets behind Collins once again. Certainly he is a true talent, but then they just seem to have plugged in Nick Chubb, and they've rallied as a program around his loss, and they're better for it.
What a talent. I mean,
Yes,
incredible
indeed.
talent. He is one of the most versatile tailbacks that's been down the pike, like I said, in so many years. And it's a shame that we've had to deal with this. Hopefully he'll get back on the field, because as a college football fan, you just want to see a guy like that.
Yeah, we were in Athens a couple of weeks ago, and I'm talking to a couple of NFL scouts, and they hadn't seen anything like Todd Gurley in a long time. A player that can certainly run with the football, but where he's, kind of underrated is in pass protection as well as catching the ball out of the backfield, and he's returned a kickoff for over 100 yards for a touchdown. So he does it all.
And I credit Mark Richt, too, for the way he has handled this situation. He has answered all the questions to the best of his knowledge. He doesn't really know a whole lot more than what we hear through other outlets. There's another big catch by the tight end, Hunter Henry. He's still on his feet, down inside the 35. So another first down, and Arkansas moving the football. But, I feel for Mark Richt and what he has to deal with. But at the same time, he's really kept his team focused, and kudos for that, because it can be a difficult situation.
Going right down the field here.
Third down inside the 30 now. Let's see if Allen can keep the drive alive here. Jared Cornelius out of bounds, and he'll have the first down. And I'll tell you what, here's Brandon Allen's been beat up today. He's been hit left, actually left for a play or two back in the first half, but he is now 21 of 35, 226, 2 TDs, but 2 picks.
I love his toughness. I love his grit. He bounced right back from a shoulder injury when Leonard Floyd hit him, and he has hung in there and fought. Had been pressured 6 times, and most of those have been big shots.
Over the middle. Big hit at the 5 inside. And the 5 goes Drew Morgan, getting some work. Just the 3rd catch of the year for Drew. Dominic Sanders on the tackle, but it'll be 1st and goal now for the Hogs. They started plucking some kids out of the Sunshine State. Up in the air, that ball is caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. The guy we were just talking about from the same high school as Randy Shannon makes the reception, 4 yards on the throw and catch.
Kendrick Edwards, a 3-star recruit by ESPN, a high school quarterback who was a wing T quarterback, very familiar with that offense, and look at him climb the ladder and make a nice play over Brendan Langley.
You and I will be over in Fayetteville next week as we head to the northwest corner of the state, the Ozarks. Here's the onside kick. Georgia able to field it at the 48-yard line. On 3rd down and 4, Chubb gets a couple, and now you're back in that 4-down territory. Let's see what Mark Richt wants to do here.
Wouldn't be talking about
Wilson.
A poor job of closing. I think it's because of that big lead and the way they played in the first half, and it felt like an entire game to us. I think maybe they took their foot off the gas a little bit, went ahead and put it on cruise control, and then found themselves in a game with a physical team at Arkansas who started to get back in this game, and they had to figure out a way to ramp it back up.
Keon Hatcher on the reception. That's 7. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. You can move the chains for Arkansas, but the clock at 6:11, and it will start to move here as soon as the chains are set.
What that rotation was about.
You look at Ramik Wilson. I don't want to go unnoticed. 14 tackles in this game today for 51. The SEC's leading tackler a year ago with 133 stops, having a huge game for the Dogs in the middle of that field. Up top, A.J. Derby with a great catch. Hit by Herrera. That's a gain of 23. So the tight ends for Arkansas have been big today between Derby and Hunter Henry.
I like this Arkansas pass attack. of spreads you out. They've got two excellent tight ends in Derby and Hunter Henry.
Allen will throw it again to the end zone. Boy, if Derby makes that catch. My goodness, no flag on the play. Sanders on the coverage. Derby now on the day, 27 of 44, 292.
Well, he almost one-pawed that one in, didn't he?
It's a good way to put it. One-pawed it in. Displayed right now.
I like Hatcher, this matchup at the bottom with Hatcher on Bowman, who
hand it off, and Collins takes it in.
Right now, as you said.
Sebastian Tretola with a good block up front.
Watch Tretola, the left guard, and watch him work. Nice double team. They pull Kirkland around to kick out on Ramik Wilson, and it's a nice job of getting in the end zone there by Alex Collins, just following the block of big Denver Kirkland.
Arkansas will go for two again. They missed on their first opportunity today.
Maybe a sprint right.
They will flood the top of the field with three receivers. Collins stays in the game. A little quarterback run. Here goes Allen trying to work his way in. Did he get there?
He got turned away. It looked like Ramik Wilson somehow turned the body of Brandon Allen, and then he just kind of falls down. It looks like he slipped, maybe leg whipped by Sterling Bailey, number 58.
They're going to say he didn't get in. All right.
It will be. It'll be interesting. They can stop the run. It's going to be really interesting.
There's Chubb. Still on his feet, down to the 20-yard line. He's now over 200 yards. And he'll say that'll be enough. Nick Chubb, welcome to the Southeastern Conference. And that'll just do it for Georgia. They'll line up in the
Our favorite formation.
The victory formation coming up for Georgia, and kudos to the Dogs for this little two-game road trip.
Look at that, 208 yards, rushing yards, and Chubb's over 200. 202 of that is his.
Boy, what a job. Georgia led 38-6 at halftime. Arkansas didn't quit. Georgia kind of helped them in the second half a little bit. But the deficit was too big at intermission. Georgia goes on the road and they win again. The Dogs will go to 6-1, 4-1 in league play. Arkansas goes to 3-4, 0-4 in conference play, and the streak against conference opponents will reach 16 now. Consecutive losses for Arkansas. Let's go downstairs to Laura.